Welcome to our career Kickstart month. This is our first tutorial, day one of a whole month's worth of free mini tutorials to get you motivated to kickstart your career. So, few introductions first. I'm going to tell you who I am. I know some of you know me already, but some people have never met me before. Some people have purely joined the group this week just for the challenge. So I'll explain who I am and why this is something that I am really passionate about and something that I want to talk about. So, my name is Kitty Campari. I'm a professional burlesque and circus performer. 7 years ago, though, I was a dance teacher, and prior to that, I was training to be a doctor. Being a performer isn't something that runs in my family. It's not something that I went to uni to do. I didn't go to theatre school or stage school or anything like that. I just one day, as I hit 30, decided, after watching a burlesque show, that this was what I wanted to do with my life. I was fed up of watching people on stage, and I'd never done it before, and that's what I wanted to do, so I was going to do it. And that's what I did. I basically went out, gave myself a burlesque name, and started applying for jobs, and here I am 7 years on now. Now I get to travel around the country, doing amazing, glamorous jobs. I have a giant martini glass that I perform in. I do wonderful corporate events, celebrity events, people that I looked up to before, and now people who I share dressing rooms with, or people who I call my friends. My life has changed dramatically in the past 7 years, and I want you to understand that yours can too. That is what this whole month is going to be about. If I can create a career as a performer doing stuff that I love, and it is my career, it's what I do as a job all the time, then so can you as well. There's absolutely no reason you can't. So today's topic, we're starting at the very, very beginning, and today's topic is daring to dream big. So I want you to start thinking about, what is your big dream? And I did say I hoped everybody would get themselves a notebook, so I've got mine ready, and I'm going to do all these challenges with you and share what I've wrote in all my challenges, because obviously, even though I'm a performer now, there are dreams that I have still that I've not achieved, and I'm going to use all these exact same techniques to achieve those things in the next few years as well. So I will be doing this alongside you. We're just all going to be at different levels in our path, or going after different things. So I want you to start to dream big. I want you to imagine yourself today as you in 5 years' time. So if you were going to meet up with yourself in 5 years' time, what would 5 years older you be doing? Okay, where would you be? What would you be working as? Where would you be performing? What kind of events would you be doing? Who would you be living with? What kind of house do you live in? What kind of place do you live in? Have you moved? Do you live somewhere like tropical now? Like, what is your life in 5 years, your dream life? Because I don't want you to think about any limitations. I want you to think, if money was no object, if your health was no object, if you had all the time in the world and you could do anything that you wanted to, like you got 3 wishes off a genie or something and you could literally do anything, what would your life look like in 5 years' time? And this is a really powerful visualization exercise. I actually do this every single day. I imagine myself in 5 years exactly what I want to be doing and how I want to be doing things. And it's a really good way of focusing yourself in on what you are actually trying to achieve. I'm not thinking about the short-term goal. I'm not thinking, oh, I've not had any gigs this week, so I must be a rubbish performer. I'm thinking, what do I actually want 5 years down the line? Where do I want to be? And how am I going to achieve that? So the first task I want you to do today, you've got the whole weekend before we start again on Monday. So I'm going to give you a few little tasks as our very, very foundations of what we're going to be doing for the whole month. And I want you to work on it over the weekend and write it down. Writing things down solidifies things in your mind. So I want you to write them down Or if you don't like writing things down, do a voice note or do a video documentary saying what your life is like in 5 years' time. How does it look? Okay. And I want you to be so super detailed, it's unreal. I want you to write as if you're you in 5 years' time, writing yourself a letter from the future, describing everything that you're doing at the minute, as detailed as you possibly can. The more detailed you make it, the better. Okay, so that is going to be your first task today. This seems really weird, and when I first did it for the first time years ago, I obviously was thinking like, this is a load of crap, but honestly, it works. Like anything that I'm teaching you today, I have used myself. I use it myself all the time. It works. And what have you got to lose? Give it a go. Like you've got nothing to lose by trying these mindset techniques out. And I'm so super passionate about mindset and how different your life can be when you tweak a few things to become more positive, to become more goal orientated, to become more of a visualizer and a dreamer. Okay, so that's my first thing. As well, visualization is so important because nothing gets invented or nothing gets created or nothing happens without somebody visualizing it first. I think Robin Sharma says everything's created twice, first in your mind and then in reality. So anything that's ever been created, the iPhone, somebody thought about it and then it got created. The car, somebody thought about it and lots of people probably would be like, that's mad. Then it got created. Planes, somebody thought about it, then it got created. Your dream life, you've got to think about it before you can create it. And if you never sit down and dream about it, then you're just not, like, it's just not going to happen. So I want you to really allow yourself 5 minutes a day for the next month to dream your dream life. Just 5 minutes, that's all it's going to take. After you've done something for 21 days, that creates a habit. And if you create this habit this month, I'm telling you, it's going to change your life totally, okay? As you can tell, I'm very passionate about that, all right? So let's now look at, you've wrote yourself a letter to yourself from the future. Future you is telling you all about all the amazing things that you're doing, the amazing person that you're with, the amazing family that you've got, whatever. Like, it can be a whole holistic life thing. It doesn't just have to be related to performing. And when I do mine daily, mine is like my whole life. I think about everything. I don't just think about what I want out of my career. I think what I want out of my personal life, what I want out of my financial life, what I want out of my love life, everything, okay? It's really important to think of things as a whole and not just solely focus on everything's got to be career, because essentially, if something's going wrong in your personal life, then that has a knock-on effect, doesn't it? So I want you to start thinking as an all-round person, not just focusing on the career aspects, which obviously I'm going to talk about a lot, but I want you to try and think about everything at the same time. Okay, so let's move on. Imagine 5 years you, what are they like? What have they said to you? How amazing is their life? Now I want you to compare that to what you've got now. What is your life like now and how are the two different? I want you to really sit down and think about 5 years me has got this, and this, but I'm currently doing this, and this. How do I make that transition from here to here? What do I need to do to get myself to that point? And that is going to be the basis of your goal setting. And today we are going to set 5-year goals as to where you want to be in your career in 5 years' time. So 5 years might seem like a mega long time away. And obviously things will change and your career aspirations will change in that time. But we're doing it like that because then we're seeing an overall picture of everything that we want and we're trying to create new daily habits that start moving us towards that. It might not take you 5 years to get there. It might only take you 1 year, but we're just thinking about it in that way so we can not be rushing the process and we can be creating healthy habits that we can do daily rather than putting pressure on ourselves to do everything in the moment now because we want to achieve it in 6 months or we want to achieve it in a year. let's think about the long term, okay? So I want you to now set yourself 5 goals that you want to have achieved in 5 years' time, okay? And I want you to be super specific. I don't just want you to say, I want to be a performer. What kind of performer do you want to be? Where do you want to be performing? What kind of money are you getting paid? How often are you working? Like, I want you to be super specific with your 5-year goals, yeah? Specificity is so important so that you can make sure that you're working towards that and you're on the right path all the time. If you've just got an overall generalized view of where you want to be, you can't really hone in on the little daily tweaks that you need to make in your life to get to that goal, okay? So be as specific as you possibly can and write them down. Have them somewhere where you can see them. I just want to show you this because I write my goals down every month. I'm a bit obsessive about it, to be fair. So I've done mine for April. I did it the other day. And mine are, I set them out so that I can see them, and it's on my little notice board. And whenever I do a live to you guys, I can see what I've put. Whenever I'm doing work at my desk, I can see it. So just put it somewhere where you can see it, or put it on a piece of paper where you can look at it every single day, whether that be for a couple of minutes in the morning before you do your visualization exercise, or a couple of moments before bed, or whatever. Or if you put it on your fridge and every time you go to the fridge you see it. Whatever you want to do, but just make sure it's somewhere where you can see it daily. So this is your 5-year goals, okay? And I want you to really spend the weekend thinking about this. These are not goals you think you can achieve. These are goals that, if money was no object, your health was no object, your age was no object, your location or anything, there was absolutely nothing standing in your way, what would those 5-year goals be? Okay? Because that is the big dream. All right? Did you know 97% of people have never wrote down their goals? I read that today and I just find that crazy because I do it probably on a weekly basis. And I just don't know how you can know where you're going if you don't write it down or at least think about it. So if you're starting to do this, you're already in that 3% of people, that 3% of successful people who do these kind of things. Okay, so you've got your 5 specific goals. Now we're going to think about one thing you can do every day now to get to your main goal. So out of those 5 goals, what is the one that would change your life the most, okay? So my 5-year goals, I've not done them properly yet, but one of them would be to own a house. Like, that is one of my 5-year goals, okay? So what do I need to do every single day for me to get closer to that? Yeah, so I need to start thinking about, obviously, I need to be earning good money because I want to put savings away, because I want a mortgage, yeah? They all have a knock-on effect. So I need to be thinking, what can I do on a daily basis that in 5 years' time is going to add up to that, or on a weekly basis or whatever. The same if I wanted to lose weight or whatever. I would be thinking, what can I do on a daily basis that can get me closer to that goal? Yeah, so I might be thinking, I might every day go for a walk. Yeah, it doesn't have to be huge. You're looking at tiny, incremental, small changes that you can make to your life that are ultimately going to add up to huge things. Yeah, you don't have to do some dramatic, I'm not going to eat for 3 weeks and I'm going to do some keto diet and I'm going to go to the gym every day, because we all know when you do things so intensely, you get bored of it very quickly and the changes don't last. It's much better to start changing small things over time, over long periods of time, to create good habits, okay? I'm using that as an example, but there are lots of different things that you could be thinking about, okay? So they are your 3 tasks for the weekend, okay? This is the very foundation of anything. You cannot plan a business and you cannot plan your life and you cannot improve it if you have no clue where you're going, what you actually want. And sometimes we don't sit down and think what we actually want. we kind of just go with the flow from what everybody tells us we should want. Sometimes we're just like going along with things. Everybody's telling us, oh, we should get married, and oh, we should buy a house at this age, and oh, we should go to university, and oh, we should do this. But what do you actually want as a person? Sit down and think about it, okay? So 1, visualization. I want you to write a letter to yourself, and it's in the present tense as if it's you talking to your past self and telling them all the amazing things that you've achieved. That's number 1. Number 2, 5 5-year goals that are very, very, very specific and super clear. That's number 2. Number 3 is 1 incremental change that you can make and do every single day that is going to get you to your main goal. First of all, if you do the visualization exercise, that's 1 change habit that you've made every single day that's going to get you closer to your goals. So this is another one now. What is your main goal, your big one, your life-changing thing? And what small, tiny, tiny, tiny thing can you do daily without fail that can push you towards that? I want you to write that down. If you're feeling like you've got lots of time and you're getting into it, then think of 1 little incremental change that you can do for all your 5 goals, yeah? It's up to you, but start small. Don't overphase yourself. Don't think that you've got to do 1,000,001 things and be laser focused on just that and nothing else, because you're going to get bored really quickly if you do that. Whereas if you're just trying to make tiny changes, very, very quickly things snowball. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. I really would like it if people would comment on the videos, like the videos, because that helps the videos to get seen in the group as well. So that will help the algorithm, the Facebook algorithm, to show it to other members of the group who might not have been aware that it's going on. So please, please, please do likes. Even angry faces. If you do angry faces, apparently at the minute, that's one of the best ways of getting your things seen on social media. So like, angry face, do whatever you want. Comment, tell me if this is helpful or it's not helpful. Tell me if it's something that you do already or something you've never thought about. I want to know about you guys. I want to be able to tailor all my stuff to you. And I can't do that if I don't know how these things are working for you, whether this is stuff that you know already, whether this is stuff that you do, and I'm just preaching to the converted. I don't know. So please interact this week. Enjoy your weekend, get those tasks done, because then from Monday we are getting right into how to make ourselves more visible as performers and basically getting ready to smash it this month, okay? So have a wonderful weekend. I'm so excited for you all. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all on Monday at 7:30 for start of Visibility Week. Okay, have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.